Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 1988 film Traxx, starring Shadoe Stevens, Willard E. Pugh, Robert Davi, and Priscilla Barnes. An overview of the film: former cop turned mercenary Traxx retires to the town of Hadleyville to open up a business making cookies. In order to get the money to start his business, he takes up the task of cleaning the streets of crime. Armed with his light purple t-shirts and feathered mullet, Traxx sets out to be the town tamer Hadleyville desperately needs. The pros of this movie? Well, for one, this movie is just ridiculously over top. This movie is a satire of all those other action movies from the late 80s, like Rambo and Terminator and all that fun stuff. This movie is a satire of all of those, and it accomplishes that beautifully. It is fantastic in that regard. At one point, you see a bomb being thrown in through a window, and the bomb actually says, written on it, "This is a bomb." You know, because you didn't know what it was to begin with its fuse being lit and burning down. It was awesome and fantastic. This movie was very well acted as well, especially Robert Davi playing the bad guy. Like, he was just playing this caricature of all these other roles where he's ever played the bad guy. It was just fantastic. The soundtrack to this movie was brilliant, and it fit the movie beautifully, especially the theme song. And this is a theme song you really have to hear for yourself to fully appreciate and understand. But it clearly sets the tone for the entire movie. There are also some just amazing scenes in this movie. Like, one of my favorite exchanges, my favorite lines and conversation in this movie was during a press conference after the first time Traxx went out and killed a bunch of bad guys. A reporter asked the mayor if she thought the attacks were racial. And the mayor's exact quotes were, "They were very racial. Whoever did it hit one of everything, so no one race can bitch about discrimination." You have a line like that in this kind of movie? It is just brilliant. It's fantastic. There was another press conference later in the movie with the chief of police, and his response to every question was just bullshit. They'd ask him a question, he'd say bullshit. Someone else would ask him a different question, he'd say bullshit again. It was just fantastic and great. I loved it. The cons of this movie? I got nothing. My favorite action scene in this movie? It would have to be about halfway through the movie. Traxx has just recently established himself as a town tamer, and he's driving down the streets of Hadleyville. Well, he's not really driving. His sidekick Dieter is behind the wheel of his truck, and Traxx is sitting on the hood of his truck. And he's just sitting there with a machine gun, and he just opens fire on everyone who's standing in the street in the middle of the day. You know, there could be innocent people, innocent women and children out there who have never done anything wrong or illegal in their lives. But he's still shooting at them, and everybody's running and ducking for cover, and it's hilariously awful. I mean, he's doing a horrible thing, but it's so damn funny you don't care, and you cheer him on. I loved that scene. My overall thoughts? I love this movie. It's easily one of my favorite movies of all time, and I give it 2 thumbs up. Part of what makes this movie so great is that it's just so over the top, and it's not meant to be taken seriously. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that I thought were hysterical, that were just horribly wrong, and that's why they were funny. This isn't a so bad it's good movie. This is just a really good movie. It's a satire of action movies from the late 80s, but it's done completely out of love. I mean, come on. This movie has a strip club called Drunks R Us. It's not supposed to be serious. If you go into this movie taking it as a serious action movie and taking every character as a serious representation of people, then you'll hate the movie, and you will most likely be offended by a lot of parts of it. But if you watch it as a satire, I'm sure you will love it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every Friday. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you, and have a nice day.